866-5555. Jacksonville.
Second down, 13. At the 45 of Baltimore. Brunell back in the pocket. Has a bit of time now being chased. Plants throws. He's looking downfield. He's got a receiver. And it is caught. Jimmy Smith at the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Wayne starts for 45 yards.
Barks out for signals. Drops to throw. Has time. Fires the slant. Jimmy's got it this time. 35, 30. Middle of the field. 20. He's going to the 20-yard line. He's going to score. 10, 5. Jimmy Smith. Touchdown. And the Jaguars are right back in this ball game. Barks out the signals. Pressure coming. Steps up. Steps. Turns. Throws. He's got Jimmy. First down. 20. There he goes. 10, 5. Touchdown. Win. Jacksonville. Done under pressure. Steps to avoid. Turns and throws. He's got him in. Caught Jimmy inside the 40-yard line to the 37 and down to the 36.
Congratulations to Jimmy Smith. That is now his 800th career reception, and what a play to get it on.
This team winning right now, it helps bring so much attention to our franchise, what we did back in the day, like we were talking about, these Hall of Fame conversations. But when we're winning, we see the conversations pick up. So we have noticed that. So obviously, I'm pulling for my team to get to this Super Bowl.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Mike DeRocco, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, keep pulling Jimmy Smith. It ain't going to happen this year, unfortunately. We're all pulling for the Jags to get to a Super Bowl one day eventually. Good morning, everybody. That ain't happening down the stretch of this season, as you well know. Welcome into Jaguars Today. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Mike DeRocco, and Dylan Denmark. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
How are things?
All good.
Good? D-Rock?
Yeah. Hey!
That's so fake. How's your computer over there?
There's a black screen right now.
Is it?
Oh, it's coming back to life.
All right.
There we go.
That's yours, though. That's your personal.
That's ESPN's.
Well,
computer.
ESPN.
Yes.
I mean, but it does not. It's not a 1010 computer.
No.
Which is an upset. But it just decided to reboot on its own for you over there?
Restart.
I'm sure there's nothing.
No warning, nothing.
Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Dylan, how are things?
We're chilling, man.
Everybody well fed?
Oh, I'm fed.
All happy?
I'm good.
I'm sure you
I
are.
can't wait
You
to
should
get
be.
to that. Woo!
Well, I mentioned on Monday, it's one of the worst weeks we've ever had. 35 points in the Breakfast Bowl.
Almost the amount of money you spent on breakfast.
Almost, yes. And I had more points easily with Puka Nacua by himself last week than I did this past week. So it's the way it goes. Thanks a lot, Brock Purdy and Juwan Jennings, for setting the tone on Thursday night. Might want to avoid Thursday night football.
I woke up Friday morning. I didn't stay up for the game, and I looked at the box score, and I was like, I ain't buying this week.
Field goal fest. I knew it. And even though on Sunday it started out with I got 2 of my 3 guys scored touchdowns on the opening drive of their games.
Yeah.
I still got 35 points.
Yeah, Pollard and Andrews both scored.
Yeah, and then they gave Spears the ball at the goal line. What are you doing, Tennessee? Hey, that's my problem, not anybody else's. So I thought I would burden you with it as well. Welcome into Jaguars Today on a Breakfast Bowl Thursday morning. We'll talk about young players today. But D-Rock, just to give us the skinny, what are the mood and feeling and atmosphere yesterday over at the Miller Electric Center?
Yeah, I think there's still optimism, and there's still togetherness, I guess. Every time I go in that locker room, I try and look for signs that it's falling apart.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
guys have their eye on vacation or whatever.
And, I don't eavesdrop on people at all. But if you're walking through, I'm walking to go to the back to talk to Trayvon yesterday, you just hear snippets of conversation as you walk by. And, I don't get a sense that they've given up. Or
you're not hearing
Cancun
apart. Come up.
No,
that often.
I mean, there's a lot of young guys in that locker room too that are excited because they're going to be getting more chances to play. Guys like DeAndre Prince, for example, who's going to play a decent amount this week. They're excited about that, and there's also this feeling of we can win these 3 games. Certainly can go out to beat the Raiders. I mean, everything is set up for them to go out there and win that game. No Max Crosby. It's Aiden O'Connell. It doesn't matter who's throwing passes for that. I mean, it's just bad.
I think Aiden O'Connell's a little bit better than Desmond Ridder, but
I mean, not
I'm just saying.
yeah, not enough. To make much of a difference. But I just feel like I still get the sense that they haven't checked out yet. That's what every time I go in there, that's what I'm looking for. And I haven't seen any.
Do you think they will keep their focus with a trip to Las Vegas with the Christmas holiday fast approaching?
They're not allowed to go anywhere in Vegas. Like, you can't go into casinos or anything like that. They're going to be sequestered.
Is that right? Is that an NFL rule or is that a team thing?
I think the team is going to keep them in. But you can go. My understanding, I think you can go into the casino and like gamble, but like on craps or something. Maybe not. I'm not even 100% sure. I just know the Jags are.
I can understand the sports book.
Yeah, the Jags are not staying on the strip. Okay, they're staying a little ways away from the strip. So yeah, but the thing that's more troublesome, I don't know if that's the right word I should use, for me is it's the weekend before Christmas. We saw what happened last year, Christmas Eve. They go down to Tampa in a game they should have won and just got the crap beat out of them. And they just looked like they didn't care in that game. That game was probably, to me, the worst game they played last year, just because it looked like they were disinterested. So you wonder, is that what's going to be the issue again this weekend? It's 3 days before Christmas. They're on the road. They're coming home. They're going to get, Monday off, Tuesday off, and then boom, there's Christmas. You wonder how it impacts them. But like I said, I haven't seen any instances of guys checking out, at least at this point.
Well, they didn't look like, they did what they usually do, give up big plays, but they didn't look like they were checked out against the Jets.
Right, yeah, that's not because they were quit. That's just because they're not good.
That's what they do. They allow back-breaking plays. It's a handful of them, and a handful of them that determine the outcome of those games.
I looked it up. Let me see if I can find this, if I wrote it down. Yeah. Okay, so if we define an explosive play of a run of 15 or more yards and a pass of 20 or more yards, which I guess is kind of what everybody sort of looks at.
I hear different. I hear Logman quoting one thing, like a 16-yard pass or what. I don't. I don't know what.
Personally, I don't think a 15-yard run is an explosive play. To me, an explosive play is really going to be like a 25-plus run,
like a 30-yard play. Period.
And an explosive pass play is going to be a 30 or more. But if you look at it, if we go 15 yards of a run or more, 20 more of a pass, 89, which is the most in the league.
Cow.
89 allowed.
89 allowed.
What's the next closest? To give us a little context.
6. I didn't write that down.
Yeah.
I want to say it was in the 70s.
In the 70s.
It was like the high 70s.
Okay.
Did I see something this week that said the Jags haven't had a 20-plus yard run since Tank Bigsby's run against the Colts?
I did not look that up. But
Would it surprise you?
Would it surprise me? No.
No. Speaking of explosives allowed, case in point, Tyreek Hill, saw this yesterday, hasn't had a
since week
reception over 30 yards since week 1.
Yeah,
we let him go 80.
Yeah.
Right.
What's Tyreek Hill? Well,
not this year.
This year's version of Tyreek Hill is not the player we showed him to be in week 1.
Here's a bigger problem. If we use that definition like I had a minute ago, 15-plus runs, 20-plus receptions, they've given up 16 touchdowns on plays that fit that parameter, which is the most in the league, tied with Cleveland.
That's not good.
No. Nothing cheap, nothing deep, and they've given up.
Lots of cheap, lots of deep.
Whenever this thing rolls me back and allows me to sign on again,
need more detail.
HP.
Back it up with stats. What do you got?
I will be able to give you some more numbers.
All right, fair enough.
I could look at that.
Look.
Oh wait, we may.
Yes. Well, regardless,
there we go.
We know they're the worst defense in the league statistically. That's what they are. They're the worst defense.
Worst defense in franchise history.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with that. It's the worst.
I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything.
No, I know you're not. But it is the worst defense in franchise history. The Jags needed the previous worst defense in franchise history to go 1-15 and ensure they got Trevor Lawrence. And this defense is worse.
Where do you think things stand right now in terms of regime change? What is your expectation?
My expectation is you have to be some kind of a jerk to fire somebody 2 days before Christmas. So if there's,
I'm not talking about this week. I'm talking about
right. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't anticipate any changes after this game. Maybe after the Titans game, but I'm just expecting changes after the season.
Unlike, though, like someone who gets laid off their job, these guys keep getting paid throughout the Christmas holiday. Go put your feet up and collect your money. I don't feel bad for that situation.
I didn't say you shouldn't feel bad or you should feel bad for him.
If it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah, I don't see that happening next week. I really
That's
don't.
Fine, but I think that to me is not a consideration at all.
Well, you're a heartless person.
What do I care if you're getting paid? Why should I care? You're getting paid more than 99% of the people that will ever listen to this program. And
probably.
And we're going to feel bad for you? And you're going to continue to get paid for your incompetence? Are you kidding? Why should I care? Seriously. You do a terrible job and your reward is to collect money for not working. I mean,
guaranteed
who
contracts.
feels bad about that? Not me.
Yeah.
Do it. Wait. You know what? Wait a day and do it on Christmas Eve. Okay? That'd be even better. Wait a day. That's what they deserve.
Christmas morning. That's what you want.
But it also putting the between now and the end of the season out by Black Monday, everyone wants to call it, the Monday or Tuesday after the season. What's the likelihood, in your opinion, that we're going to see some significant change with this team?
Yeah, very high. Very high. But again, I will go back and say, like I have been saying on this show for well over a month, do not be surprised if there's no changes, but I'm expecting significant changes the Monday after the season ends.
Front office and coaching staff? Complete overhaul? I mean, what do I expect? We can't hold you to it. I'm just asking your opinion. You're around the team more than we are.
I expect both, yes.
Yeah?
I do.
All right. Well, you're giving some of Jaguar fandom an early Christmas hope. Let's put it that way. But
again, like I said, wouldn't be surprised if there's none.
I get you. And I'm the same way. Like, I don't think anybody knows the mind of Shad Khan. I just don't.
Not at all. 100% agree.
To sit here and say that we know it's going to happen one way or the other, we can't. No. We all can
express our opinion.
Right. Express our opinion and or hopes or desires or whatever we would do if we were given that opportunity. But again, the whole Christmas thing, sorry. I mean, it'd be one thing if you're losing your job and losing your livelihood and losing your ability to pay your obscene mortgage or whatever the heck you're doing. But
obscene mortgage?
Well, I'm assuming their mortgages are more expensive than the typical person, again, listening, because they're probably in much nicer housing situations because they make a lot of money compared to the average person walking around in the United States of America. I feel bad for the guy who actually does lose his job at the end of the year and doesn't have, severance or anything like that. Anyway, just throw another lump of coal in the stocking, Grinch. All right, today's question of the day presented by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. Which of these seldom used rookies on the Jacksonville Jaguars will go on to have the best NFL career? Note, it doesn't necessarily have to be in Jacksonville, right? Wherever they end up playing. And we're going to put Jordan Jefferson in this. I think a lot of people would expect he'll have a larger role here next year. So we went pretty deep among the draft picks this year, and your options in alphabetical order by their last name: defensive end Miles Cole, offensive tackle Javon Foster, cornerback DeAndre Prince, or running back Keelan Robinson. Those are your choices today. Got over 100 votes on that. Just got that out there rolling. So hit us up on social media today. You can vote on the poll at MD_1010XL. There's 1010XL Fat Tony, at ESPN Duraco, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
And you can also call the Grinch and his many merry men here at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Hit us up in the YouTube virtual studio chat as well. And we'll go over yesterday's poll question, which finished with nearly 600 votes, and see what D-Rock thinks about adding talent to this roster in the offseason coming up. So you're listening to Jaguars Today. Who we got today, D-Rock? We got Press Taylor and Ryan Nielsen speaking after the show or thereabouts.
11:45.
11:45. All right, right after the breakfast bowl.
After the breakfast bowl.
Nice of them to have their priorities in order.
They asked me at the beginning of the year, what time is the breakfast bowl finished so we can schedule our press conferences for
That
you?
was good of them to do.
It really was.
It really was good of them to do. All right, so we'll get into a whole bunch of Jaguar-related stuff. Today, you're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Get inside the mind of the QB with Denny Thompson, the quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, I want to tell you what's really happening at the quarterback position.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet.
Open enrollment is here, so it's time to secure health coverage for your family. Whether you need Affordable Care Act plans, dental, or Medicare, contact Florida First Insurance Group on University Boulevard, an award-winning Florida Blue agency well known for providing superior service. Theo Mitchelson and his team at Florida First make the process easy and stress-free with medical and dental insurance you can count on. Plus, listen to this. Based on eligibility, many people pay absolutely nothing for coverage. Contact Theo Mitchelson and the Florida First Insurance Group today and let your health be their priority. And a reminder for Florida Blue members, visit Sanitas Medical Center with 3 locations in town offering primary care, walk-in services, an on-site pharmacy, and mental health support. SANITAS Medical Center, Florida First Insurance Group, and Sanitas Medical Center, a winning team in Northeast Florida.
Hey, John, are you a small business owner looking to make the most of your investments?
Absolutely. And now is the time to take advantage of some incredible tax deductions.
You can qualify for a 2024 tax deduction for up to 60% of the purchase price of a brand new Cadillac.
Think Escalade, Lyriq, Optic, XT5, and XT6.
We have over 100 in stock at Rainy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville. It's the perfect time to upgrade your business fleet.
This is not tax advice. Consult with your tax advisor for further details and to determine eligibility, plus Tax Tech Title 899 admin fee and resist all and approved credit.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Jaguars Today Thursday is towed by Cannons of Jacksonville.
Shania Twain.
Let's go, girls.
Live in Jacksonville. Shania Twain. One incredible show. Live at Daly's Place, July 29th. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit ShaniaTwain.com.
Out of this world.
I insist on complete honesty.
You can chime in anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
If you have something to say to me, I wish you would just say it.
Share your opinion.
Nuts?
What?
641-1010.
It's crazy.
Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Anderson, energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Right now, buy one window or patio door and get one 40% off. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. The first 50 customers get a free True Screen upgrade, but this offer expires December 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island is excited to announce an all-new happy hour, 7 days a week. You heard right. Every day from 3 until 6 p.m. and again from 9 until close. Barley and Pie has deals you can't resist. 2-for-1 clay lights, 2-for-1 house wines, and much more. Experience the all-new happy hour at Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island.
Hey, Florida drivers, the holiday season is upon us. When celebrating, always plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Besides, a DUI could cost you $10,000. Not exactly the best gift you could give yourself. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Ever wonder how you can transform your living spaces into captivating works of art? At First Coast Lighting and Fans, they offer a huge selection of high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness. Visit their showroom on Phillips Highway at the Avenues and step into a world of quality without compromise. Discover the difference that locally owned expertise makes and let them help you experience the transformation from average to extraordinary. At First Coast Lighting and Fans.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mike DeRocco is powered by Lickety Split AC, Plumbing and Electric on 1010XL.
He passed the protocol actually Sunday morning this past week, so he's cleared. He's cleared on that, and then he actually had surgery yesterday, and it was successful. So he's now on the road to recovery. Evan had his on Monday. Yep, and he's good. Everything was positive in both players' cases, and just now looking forward to recovery time.
Looking forward to that rehab, baby. There you go. But at least they got it done quickly. It always drives me crazy, Tony, when I hear about a guy. And I understand, like, if you've got, like, swelling in your knee, if you've torn a ligament, that they can't always go in and operate right away. But when you hear about guys that elect to put – now, sometimes there's a fine line. You're hoping rest heals it, right? But if you know you got to have surgery, why you're not having that on the first available day of the offseason or whenever your season is over, it makes no sense, right? Like, why wouldn't you want to get back as quickly as possible? So from that standpoint, they took care of it immediately, and whatever the timetable will ultimately turn out to be. Do we know what the expected timetable is? Like OTAs? Is that reasonable?
Yeah, it should be in the spring that they'll be able to both be back on the field. Now, obviously, they'll be limited because there's no reason to overwork those guys in that part of the offseason conditioning program. But they should be ready to go by that's going to be either the first or second weekend in April, and then OTAs are mid-May. So I would expect by OTAs they're both going to be fine. And by the way, Trevor couldn't have the surgery until after he cleared concussion.
Understand? Right.
So, yeah,
we knew that.
Had
Understood
literally
that.
the next day.
Absolutely.
So,
right.
So we're all set. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm complimenting them both for taking care of business, getting it done. Plus, get it done now. Trevor Lawrence is expecting a kid, man. You don't want to be just fresh out of surgery, and all that. So at least he's going to have, a month and a half or whatever.
Diaper changing,
maybe
shoulder, you're going to need that. Mobility.
It's a built-in excuse, but, at least, you'll be past the initial awkwardness of, you'll have learned how to maneuver. I had my arm in a sling for a couple months in college when I broke my humerus, the upper bone in your arm, which they told me at the time was the second hardest bone in your body to break. Oh, thanks.
Welcome.
Yeah, I got something to shoot for, right? But
look at you.
But, at first you're like, you can't do anything. It feels like, and then by 2 days later, you're just driving around.
Hey, that could have been a wifey thing where it's like, look, you're getting that now because I am not changing every diaper.
You can
You're
fold
going to
with
help.
one hand.
Yeah.
You can fold diapers or whatever you need to do, little fold diapers like anyone's folding diapers anymore. Even I wasn't folding diapers,
Just, like,
you know.
Reach in and grab the Huggy.
Get a fresh one.
Get the fresh one out of the Huggy.
What do you call that little bin that you had?
That was the...
you know the one. You stick the diaper in, you twist it, right? The greatest thing.
Diaper Genie.
Diaper Genie. That's exactly right. Diaper Genie's got to be the clutch gift.
Well, and this is his left shoulder, so like he would probably use the right hand to spin the Diaper Genie. So
he's going to come back like a tennis player, all yoked up on the right side, right?
Diapers.
He's going to be that guy.
What's your secret?
You ever see some of those pictures of tennis players' forearms compared to each other? Like their dominant arm? It's crazy. It's like it's a different person sometimes, you know, because they're getting a constant workout. Unless you're hitting that two-handed backhand all the time, you're not really getting a whole lot of work on the other side there. It's just the way it goes. All right, let's get into a little bit from what Doug Peterson had to say on the injury front. Once again, Brenton Strange got banged up, had his own AC joint issue, apparently. So Mia O'Brien asking Doug for a little clarification on where things stand with Brenton.
Is that AC joint sprain or...
Is there another one?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I'm not either.
So it's AC
I'm
joint.
just reading it off of the injury report.
Right shoulder, left
I think it's
shoulder?
left.
Okay,
Yeah.
but your expectation is that that's just a sprain.
It's all it is. It's all it is. Yeah.
You would be able to play on
Yes.
right now.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure there is another joint. I'm sure there are a lot of them around that general area. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think there's only one AC joint.
Well, the AC joint.
Yeah.
Right. But is that this hinge right here? Is that the AC joint, or the AC joint's like on the top where your
I think
collarbone
there's one on
is,
each
right?
side, I think. I don't know. I'm not a doctor either.
Right. And we all are showing that very clearly here. Tony, you want to weigh in on AC joints?
Based on the photos of Trevor Lawrence when he was dealing with the AC joint, I think it's on top of the shoulder because that's where it was like
where the bump
protruding.
is.
Yeah.
Where the bump is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I have no idea what any of it means except it's an injury to your shoulder. Yeah. That's the extent of the knowledge.
We're all equally ignorant of the AC joint.
And they're both going to require surgery to repair. Okay.
You went to Vandy Medical School, so we know exactly.
Well, Brenton Strange isn't going to necessarily require surgery.
No, we'll see. Yeah.
There are different degrees of AC joint sprain.
Right. Your takeaway was that Brenton Strange likely to play this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was talking about Ingram, I thought. But
okay. I thought you were talking about Strange.
No, I know the Strange question in my head. I had Ingram in my mind, so we were all confusing one another.
We got to run on AC joints. Are they not coaching the AC joint properly on this team?
Something's going on.
Last year it was hamstring.
Is Trent Baalke drafting people who have bulky AC joints? Or signing people? And I kind of fell into that one. I didn't intend to go bulky, but I did. So should we point the finger at Trent on this one? Got to get tougher shoulders in
No
here.
one's stopping anybody from doing it.
I'm just saying. Right.
Doug Peterson yesterday was also asked about Walker Little, who has stepped into the starting lineup at left tackle, gotten the contract extension here a couple of weeks ago as well. And Coach was asked about how Walker's played here the last few weeks.
He's played really well, actually. I think each week he continues to improve and show, how capable he is of handling, that starting role and a player that we knew could do that, But yeah, his improvement, the physicality in the run game, obviously in pass protection, he does a nice job. So I would say that he's right where he needs to be and continues to improve.
Well, it's good to see because they obviously just invested in him for the medium term. Is that a fair way to put it? Right,
at least 2 years.
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily the long term, but it's not it's next couple of years who be your projected starter at left tackle. Put a pin in that one. I'm going to circle back that. We got one more here from Doug Peterson on Walker Little before we go to the phone lines. Little and the confidence that comes with knowing that you're the guy.
Yeah, I think so. He has the confidence that he's going to be the guy, and we have the confidence that he's the guy. And day in, day out, he gets those practice reps, and he doesn't have to worry about, am I going to play left tackle this week or right tackle or guard or whatever it might be, and that has a lot to do with it.
Here's my question about that. If you have the confidence that he's the guy, okay, why was Cam back and him not the the start, and Little not the starter from day one this year.
Maybe they. I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate and try to
what
answer
could
for
they
them.
have seen with Cam on the field all year to gain any more confidence he's the guy?
Maybe they're saying that after they let Cam go and he played a couple of weeks. That's when he had a couple of games before they signed him.
2 weeks.
I don't know,
is
D-Rock.
enough
I'm trying to. I'm not defending it. I'm trying to. You're asking the question. I'm trying to put myself in that
the way
mindset.
through it, and I don't think there's logic for this one. I just don't.
Item number
Willikers?
1137 on the illogical things that this team has done. Figured out just 3 halves ago that we need to feature Brian Thomas in this offense. And
who knew?
I mean, who knew except everybody? And then Doug Peterson saying on Monday that, yeah, we think Brian Thomas could have been doing this all year long. Well, who stopped them?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, do they listen to what they're saying?
Yeah.
In these circumstances.
Every now and then,
words that are coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, every now and then the coaches just let something slip, and it's like,
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like all the fans have been screaming for all year. All right. 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone line. So let's go to Will in Ponte Vedra Beach and see what's on his mind. Good morning, Will.
Hey, you guys. How's it going?
Okay.
Yep. I actually had a grade 5 AC tear back in March with snowboarding out in Colorado. Fell straight on it. No surgery, anything. I'm pretty much back to 99%, so Trevor will be okay with surgery. He'll be good. Other than that, really quick here, say we get pick 3 in the draft. That would be ideal. How about this food for thought? We trade Trevor to number 1. We draft Shador Sanders and bring in Dion. And then at number 3, we bring in Travis Hunter and have the whole primetime takeover in Jacksonville. Big market city.
I let him go. I let him get it out.
A real call.
Get it off your.
I knew he was a little bit nuts when he was talking about his shoulder injury snowboarding.
First of all,
that wasn't a real call.
Now I'm not going to feel as bad because people are like, you're always so mean to everybody. Anyone who calls up with your amateur athletic career injury and want to compare it to anything that these guys
the bigger problem
go through.
with?
Well, I was like, I'm going to let it slide. Yeah. I'm going to let it, in my head. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to let it slide. I mean, fine, troll away, man. It ain't happening in a million years.
I think that was Dylan changed his voice just to mess with us.
I had made a call real quick. He called in and
appreciate you, Dylan.
Entertainer for the show.
Coach Denmark. We're another one of those. We're going back to your old name. All right. Yeah, look.
Fair enough.
No, I don't want Deion Sanders coaching the Jacksonville freaking Jaguars. And, would I take Travis Hunter? Yeah. Ideally, by the way, is not the 3rd pick. Ideal is the number 1 pick in the draft and then making somebody pay you to get up to the number 1 pick. But I can't imagine that they're going to secure it with the teams that they've got on their schedule going forward. I mean, I just don't think they're going to go 0-3, and I think they would have to go 0-3 and get a little help from the Giants along the way. Because if one of those, obviously you go 0-3, you lose to the Raiders, you're going to come out ahead in that head-to-head tiebreak for the higher pick. Anyhow, there you go. If you'd like to add something as intelligent as that to the conversation, 641-1010 is the number. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Jaguars Today, Thursday.
Brought to you by Cannons of Jacksonville.
We're H-A-P-P-Y, H-A-P-P-Y, because Happy Honda Days are here. Everything is bigger. Bigger selection, bigger discounts, bigger trade-in values. Honda, quality, value, safety. Don't miss Happy Honda Days, going on now at your local Honda dealer.
My Gate Rewards members, now through January 2nd, you'll get an entry for your chance to win free gas for a year each time you buy 5 eligible Monster Club products. Not a rewards member? Download the Gate app today. See store for details.
What to get, friends, family, and loved ones this holiday? Prosper here. Listen to the drill now through Christmas to win gifts from our holiday gift guide sponsors. Each winner eligible to win a grand prize of $1,000 in jewelry from Beard's Diamonds.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lauren Brooks for Big Chief Tire. Right now, Big Chief is offering 6-month financing with their CFNA card, plus $50 off your first purchase. With no interest for 6 months, it's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle's needs, whether that's new tires, brakes, or other services. Their skilled technicians are here to help get you back on the road safely and affordably. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply and take advantage of this great deal. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a professional stamp licker from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Martin Celery.
Oh, gosh. I can't wait to play, Bob.
Well, let's move things along. Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
Wait, but
That's right, Marty. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we've stocked up on the remaining inventory of low-cost 2024 model air conditioners. So you win. We're passing the savings on to you.
Can I answer a question first?
We need to make room for the 25s, so we're offering great deals on AC replacements while supplies last.
Could I spin the wheel at least? I've been practicing for a year.
With last-minute deals like this, there's no question that you are cool.
What do I tell my kids?
There you go. Have a souvenir t-shirt.
Thanks.
Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. No matter the weather, Triumph has an unbelievable selection of rides where you can get out and just enjoy the highway.
They do. The new Rocket is out with the new color schemes, the Tiger 1200, which has been revamped. These bikes are nice, gorgeous, and ready to ride.
And if you want to take a look at the selection, they can just roll into the showroom and see a full variety.
We've got them all in stock and ready to go.
So if you log on, cyclesofjacksonville.com, search the Triumph line, and then head into the showroom. You'll be impressed. Cycles of Jacksonville.
Come on, admit it. Almost everyone you know seems to be playing pickleball now, right? So whether you just want to learn how to play or you're ready to show off your elite pickleball skills, the Y is the place for you. Visit our brand new McGuire Family Pickleball Center at the Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach. 5 top quality outdoor courts and 3 amazing indoor courts where you can learn about dinks, dill ball, falafel, the kitchen, and more pickleball slang at the Y.
Jacksonville contractors and business owners, do you need bathroom partitions and accessories? Frank Frangie here. Coyle & Sons has been in business in Jacksonville since 1927. They've earned the reputation of quality and specialized skill. Coyle & Sons are the ones trusted in Jacksonville by the top contractors, and they can stand on their reputation when you need almost 100 years of commercial contractor experience. Coyle & Sons will design it for you. Call them today at 904-356-4821 or visit them at coiljacks.com.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body for as long as you can. Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished. Gatorade, for every athlete.
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars drafted linebacker Kayvon Chason with the 20th overall pick in the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft. His tenure in Jacksonville did not live up to expectations, and Chason left in free agency back in March. He signed with the Carolina Panthers but was released in September. Chason then found a home in Las Vegas, signing with the Raiders in September. The former Jaguars' first-round pick has found success in Vegas, posting a career-high 3 sacks to go along with an interception this season. The Jags reunite with K'Lavon Chason Sunday against the Raiders. With your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update, I'm Andrew Gibson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mike Del Rocco is powered by Lickety Split AC, Plumbing and Electric on 1010XL.
All right, this couple of people took umbrage to my suggestion that I don't want Deion Sanders here. Used to think Deion would be a bad head coach in the NFL. New generation of athletes. I think with his big personality and alpha style, he could be a good coach. Okay, that's fine. What's wrong with Deion coaching the Jags? I just think Deion is all about Deion. Personally, that's my opinion. I think Deion, I don't know. Maybe it's a personal thing. I just don't want to. I think he's the most arrogant person I've ever come across. And people are like, oh, that's saying a lot. Yeah, you don't own a mirror. I do think Deion's the most arrogant person I've come across in sports in all my years, 30 years of doing this.
Yeah, I think that personality fits way better in college football right now than it does the NFL. Like, you do have a whole lot more choice in who's here, who's not this week, next year. Like, you have a lot more freedom to deal with those things in college football than you do the NFL. You still have real contracts in the National Football League that you have to deal with all these guys. A real salary cap. College football doesn't have any of that getting in their way right now.
Not yet.
And it may be coming down the line, and that may be when we see another move for Deion at some kind of point in time. But I do think that's a much more comfortable environment for him than the NFL would be.
This one, caller's right. Y'all are wrong about entertaining trade offers for Trevor Lawrence. We should be talking to the Giants about their first and third and Odunze. That'd be great if Odunze played for the Giants. I'm going to just assume that, I mean, you're telling us we don't know what we're talking about in a sense, and then you're showing us that you don't know what you're talking about. So, yes, the Giants cannot trade us Rome Odunze. Maybe they're thinking Malik Neighbors, but that ain't Rome Odunze.
No, it's not.
I don't know what to tell you on that. And I don't believe the Giants are giving up their first overall pick if they earn that. And Malik Neighbors to the Jags for a quarterback they're going to have to soon pay $50 million a year to. I just don't believe that they would do that. But anyway, I don't think the Jags are going to entertain any trade offers. In fact, I think ultimately if there is a change in coaching staff, whoever takes this job is going to take it because they believe that Trevor Lawrence can lead them towards the promised land, if not, it's not one guy that ultimately gets you there.
It's a reason to work here, not a reason to run.
I think I think that will be the circumstance. Yeah. I don't think they're even going to entertain a front office that's going to interview and say, hey, what would you do? First thing, I trade Trevor Lawrence. Well, I think the owner would be like, well, you're going to make me look like an idiot, right? I just paid this guy $275 million. I don't even think it's on the table at all. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right there. I think if in the interview someone says to Shad, I don't like him, I don't want him here, I want to go in a different direction, Shad would be
okay. Like, you're probably not high on the list of candidates.
Right.
Then.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's go get dinner. And
I don't even know if you're taking and maybe you are because it behooves you to take interviews and shows that other teams have interest in you. But, I don't know if you're taking the interview serious. Like if you're a candidate, like if you're Ben Johnson, and the Jags want to interview you, and he's going to be the hot name, right? Or among the hot couple of names, I think it's fair to say, based on the speculation. If he didn't believe that Trevor Lawrence was a guy that he could build with for the next 5 years, I don't think he'd take the job or the interview because he's got a lot of options. A typical head coaching candidate is probably going to take just about any interview, most cases. There are some that have options that turn them down. Depending on the situation that they're in.
Johnson seemed to be that guy last year. Had some options, right? And decided to stay there in Detroit because he likes where it's at up there. But We'll see. The math, the calculus on that could change a year later. We just don't know.
Right. You wonder if, because I think Washington, was that a team that was interested in him last year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how he feels about it now. You look at him, they're in the postseason, but you never know. I mean, look, he's got a really good team that he's helping lead towards the postseason as well in Detroit if they can stay healthy enough with the whole thing. Now, would it change your mind if Chicago traded Rome Odunze to the Giants and we could get Neighbors Odunze and the number 1 pick? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's go to the line, 641-1010. Dave in Orange Park is up next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
How you doing? Listen, I want to address these callers, man. We don't need Travis Hunter. We're going to keep Trevor. What's important, in my opinion, in the draft and the upcoming change of regimes is beefing up both sides of the line. That's the most important thing in my opinion. We need to do something about both sides of the line. And I'm going to say that in the comments.
All right. Look, I think we would all agree both sides of the line need a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm in the position where I'm going to say we don't need Travis Hunter. Like, if you – and I don't know, like, whomever's making this decision, Trent Baalke's front office, somebody else's front office, if you think, say, on a scale of 1 to 100, Travis Hunter's a 97. Just making it up, okay? 97, and the best offensive lineman's an 89.
Easy.
I mean,
that's easy.
You take the better player. You take the guy you think is going to be the star player.
Especially at the top of the draft.
Right.
However,
they could play themselves out of that.
Yeah. Did he mean Shador? He said Travis Hunter. The previous caller meant Shador.
No, I think he's talking about Travis Hunter.
Okay,
he's saying get big guys, not small guys, I think is Dave's point.
Well, and honestly, that generally has been Trent Baalke's philosophy. He likes the big guys, but he
likes the measurables.
Yes, it hasn't really.
How long are Travis Hunter's arms? Have we even measured them? Because if they're not long enough and Baalke stays, you might as well just write him off. Entirely. Long enough to make all the plays in Colorado.
I don't know this. I haven't read scouting reports on him. Is he an elite corner? Is he an elite receiver? If he's not elite,
won the Biletnikoff Award.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, there have been plenty of guys who won the Biletnikoff Award that never panned out in the NFL. Didn't Justin Blackmon win the Biletnikoff Award?
Yeah, but I don't think
right.
But it wasn't talent that caused him not to pan out in the NFL, in my opinion.
Right. No, it was the other stuff. But
Tony's going to give us a list of Biletnikoff Award winners. I smell it coming.
Absolutely.
But anyway, I don't know. I'm put aside whether he is or not. I'm not a scout. Okay. I'm saying if you determine that he is that, and if you have a plan and you say, look, full-time corner, and we'll use him on 1/5 of our offensive snaps. So I don't know what the number is, right? Like, he is an additional weapon that in a big game situation could do more for you potentially.
I just wonder.
Marquise Lee and Dede Westbrook both won the Biletnikoff.
Well, clearly. The Biletnikoff Award is a path to stardom.
It's hard. I mean, to play both sides of the ball more than just a handful of snaps on the opposite side. Like, look at Deion. Even Deion wasn't able to do it. Play a ton of snaps on offense.
Well, we talked about this week a couple of times, right? Like, what our perception of a two-way player needs to have drastically changed. Charles Woodson, I'll ask you, probably didn't hear us talking about this, but we've mentioned it a couple times this week. When he won the Heisman as a two-way player, how many catches, how many touchdowns did he score on offense for Michigan that year?
Oh, this is like 97, 98? Good God.
Well, but he was a two-way player. That was the whole thing. Two-way guy. Defensive guy, but
I'm going to guess 25 catches, 2 touchdowns. I don't know.
2 touchdowns is right. 11 catches.
Okay.
11.
All right.
He was a little showpiece that they'd roll out there, and he made a couple of plays for him. Travis Hunter caught 92 passes. You know? I mean, look, it might growing up.
Different in the NFL. Different in the NFL.
Growing up Major League Baseball, you can't do what Babe Ruth did. Not in today's game until Shohei does it.
Right.
And he's like the best at both.
But what I would say is, if you bring him in to the NFL and you decide we're going to have him play both right away.
I'm not saying that necessarily.
You're robbing him of developing into either an elite receiver or an elite corner right away. I think you got to leave him at one spot and let him develop, let him learn to play in the NFL game. If you want, if you decide he's the corner and then you want to give him, 3 to 5 snaps at receiver a game and like this is what you're going to run, that's different to me than using him as a two-way player.
All right, 3-4 years down the line, what could he be?
At that point, that's different.
Well, I'm just saying, I do think we have to break the mold of our old mindsets on some of these things that, look, it can't be done until it is done. These guys are playing more games in college football than ever before. He's playing full-time on both sides of the ball.
The stamina and conditioning is phenomenal.
It's unbelievable, right? So
a different level.
Guys used to play two ways in the NFL.
Yes.
All the time.
Back in the day, yes.
Right. So back in the day, did they have better vitamins and minerals? I mean, you know what I mean?
It was the halftime cigarettes that allowed them to do that.
And on top of that, they're smoking a pack of butts a day on the sideline.
Exactly.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't know that Travis Hunter will ever be that. But I don't think we should automatically say he can't become that. Or at least, I'm not saying he's going to be a 90-catch guy and a lockdown corner. But could he be a lockdown corner and a 40-catch guy?
It's a lot of catches, yeah.
Well, again, I don't know, And heck, if you play for Ryan Nielsen, you're only playing 75% of the snaps on defense anyway.
Look at that.
And if you get the lockdown corner part, then he's well worth a top 5 pick. Right?
Correct.
Like if that's all you're getting out of him, then it's worth the pick. The question becomes, is he going to be a lockdown corner or a 90-catch guy in the NFL? He was both of those kind of things in college. Do both of those skills project to the NFL as opposed to he could do both of these there? What projects better to the NFL? I have no idea what the answer is.
I've seen him ranked as both a top 5 wide receiver and corner prospect.
Yes.
Both.
Yeah.
And I agree. I'm not saying he would come in anywhere. And by the way, there's a pretty good chance, like if the Jags win one more game, that somebody's taking Travis Hunter off the board.
They won't have a shot at him
before. So, to the point of the offensive lineman. And remember, I said put a pin in this one. We were talking about Walker Little earlier.
I forgot about that.
Surprisingly, I didn't.
All right.
Usually, I'm the first one to forget. Let's say you are picking 5th or 6th. And the clear best guy on the board is a tackle, not
an offensive tackle.
Yes, an offensive tackle. Not a guy who you think, he projects inside the guard. A tackle. What do you do? Can't take him?
It would
clear
be,
best player.
Yeah, I would try and trade down if I were the GM. I'm not going to take a guy that I'm not going to play him. I just signed Walker Little at left, so I believe Walker Little is my guy. The only one now Anton Harrison hasn't had a great year. Can Anton
Walker Little his contract is what? Is it really like a 2-year deal, right? With an out? It's like $26 million guaranteed. So you could look at it as like 2 years, $26 million. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just
this goes back to
if it's on the table.
The talk about the tackles from before. If you decide he's the guy, you're taking him, okay? And then you decide I'm going to take him and I'm going to try and trade either Walker or Anton, whatever. Well, are you any better than you were before the first round of the draft? No, you're kind of status quo.
Likely, right, unless you got a shocking return for one of the guys you're trading. Which I'm not saying that. Right. I'm just saying, if you play it out.
All right, here we go. Walker Little's contract goes through 27. Let's see. Dead money to dump Walker Little in 26 is 14. 27 would be 1.5.
Right, so it's a 2-year deal, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean he couldn't be here for another year or even sign. He more likely would sign an extension around the end of his second year if things are going well and they'd rip up that third year.
Yeah, it's a pretty reasonable contract.
I agree. No, I agree. But is it one that says to you that if Banks, the kid out of Texas, is the guy, and I'm not an offensive line evaluator, but most people think he's, if not the second best offensive line prospect in this draft, on with Campbell at LSU, who people do project moving inside. But I'm talking about if it's purely a tackle.
If they're picking in the top 10, they're going to have other guys ranked as top 10 picks.
But I heard like Dane Brugler said, and this is stuck in my mind, he goes, about 6 real first-rounders this year, like 6 elite players. If you don't pick in the top 6, good luck, because the next 20 picks are all the same. That's his opinion.
Right.
Maybe he's wrong, but depending on where you pick, there could be a big fall off in talent between this guy and anybody else you take in your own grading system.
Right, but there's also going to be situations where the guy that was picked 17th may end up being better than everybody else in the draft.
Sure.
It happens.
It happens, but I'm not willingly taking the 17th pick in a trade for the 6th pick. You know,
No,
right?
no,
You got to
know what I'm talking about.
and that's why because nobody thinks that guy is going to be worth the same.
With Brian Thomas Jr. dropping to 23 and still being available at 23, when you're looking at the draft, the logical thing is like, well, he's the 5th or 6th best receiver in this draft class.
No, you're right.
And now he's probably the best as a rookie.
But given the choice, would you rather have had the 3rd pick this past year and have your choice of all those guys?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, and any GM would feel the same way. So when you evaluate that guy, you go, well, okay, we got Banks at a 99, right? And the next offensive line, we have it as an 85. But let's take the 85 because maybe he'll turn out better. And he might turn out better.
Or you take another guy who's a 97.
But if there is
another position.
That's what I'm saying, though. If it's so clear that he is the best player left on your board, and let's say there's no trade that materializes, nobody's willing to pay your price to move in there.
I don't think Balky would take him.
I'm not. Oh, so you just tipped your hand.
I'm just saying.
You don't think Balky would take him?
I'm operating under status quo right here in my head because until there's a change and until we see that there's a change, there's no change.
All right, let's say there's a change. An unknown GM. I'm asking you, is it good process more so than whether or not you think they'll actually do it? Do you think it should be in play? You know, like if a fresh set of eyes GM comes in and goes, I didn't draft these guys, right? Because everyone's saying, oh, you know, he's a bulky guy. He's going to push him in to get action. Well, why wouldn't that be the case with the next guy, too? Like, I'm going to set the tone with my picks. And I know you signed Walker Little, and we got him for a couple of years. But you know what? Maybe he holds down that spot for a year, and I kick him inside. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely you could think that. Or can Anton Harrison play inside? Look, we all thought Anton was going to play right tackle last year.
And then switch over.
And right tackle this year, and then switch over. That was what we thought, and they would have to take a tackle at right tackle. Or somehow Javon Foster becomes the guy. Either way. But clearly that's not their plan now. And I think if you're the new GM and you're coming in, I think what you're going is you've got to identify the major weaknesses and hit those areas as well. And it also depends, what are they doing? Free agency, obviously. But I would not expect, or I would think that they would not take that guy. Take the offensive line.
Who's the defensive tackle? Mason Graham? Is that the guy everybody?
I believe that's correct.
Is raving about, right? So,
Michigan.
Right.
Michigan
so
kid,
let's say you're picking, I don't know, like 6th or 7th. Somewhere in there. Right. Travis Hunter's off the board. Mason Graham's off the board. Well, for the same reason you're talking about, I'm not taking a D end probably, right? Because he's not going to start. Well, I'm not
if it's a pass rusher, yeah, I would have no trouble taking a defensive end.
So you're going to take a guy in the top 10 who's not going to start for you?
Well, I don't know. What is my defensive coordinator going to do? Because what I'm hoping is my defensive coordinator goes, I think 44
is full-time,
can be Chris Jones inside. Or a slimmer Chris Jones.
Yeah, and Chris Jones got him by
exactly.
40 pounds.
I mean, we've seen Anton, we've seen Trayvon destroy guards and centers when he has lined up inside. So I would say yes.
Okay.
Move 44 inside, go destroy offensive lines, and I'll take the pass rusher.
Then that would be the plan, right? And I could understand if that is your plan and your vision for it. But if your vision is you've got your 2 starting defensive ends, I don't see how defensive ends on the board with a top 10 pick.
Can never have too many pass rushers. The Giants
at
did
the expense of
the Giants did it.
Who they
take? Who was the last one they took, and it helped them win?
Justin Tuck.
Yes.
Right. They took him, 30-something?
Yes. But they still had the pass rushers.
That's not a top 10 pick.
No, but they had the guys. They had their starting pass rushers.
I think it's a lot different when you get outside the top 10. I really do. Or whatever the elite tier is, whether it's 6, 8, 10, there's usually an elite tier that becomes the consensus. Anyway, we got a break. I'm just kicking out some
draft talk.
It's possibilities. Because I think a lot of people agree with our caller, Dave, that you have to focus on the lines. I guess my point I'm trying to make is, what if that's not the value when you're picking there, right? And not, you could say trade back. Well, somebody's got to want something to trade up for, right? And if the other teams really feel that there are only 6-7 elite guys, and if you are on the brink or the border of that, and it doesn't line up with their needs, you might be quote unquote stuck picking a less than desirable kind of situation. I don't know. Long way to go to April. Here we go. We'll take a timeout, come back. Hour 2, Tony will take us around the league. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL, Jags head coach Doug Peterson tells you what you need to know about Sunday's game.
They believe in themselves. They believe in his team.
Fridays at 4:05 on The Franchi Show. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle. It's the time of year all our customers love. At Garber Auto Mall, every 2024 must go. Take advantage of thousands in discounts on all new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle. Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Deck the halls with pipes a-leaking, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la. Oh no! Don't let plumbing ruin your season, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la. Let's go!
Uh-oh. Got a clog or a leak messing with your holiday cheer? Call Duck Duck Rooter. We're the reindeer of repairs. Fast, reliable, and ready to slay your plumbing problems.
Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la, hooray!
904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. We're flushing your worries away this holiday season.
You're locked in to Jaguars Today Thursday with
Cannons of Jacksonville.
Mia here. Since 1982, Closets by Design has specialized in creating dream spaces for every budget. My designer, Frances, made the process so easy. She came to my house and designed a walk-in closet that's not only beautiful, but also incredibly functional for me and old Beau Valentine. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation at 800-293-3744. Hey, and if you mention Mia or Helmets and Heels, you'll qualify for free base molding. Call today or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Atlantic Self-Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self-Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
Make a resolution this new year to send all of your friends or family a Kuhn Flowers floral arrangement. ET here with 1010XL. Okay, how about sending just one person you love a floral arrangement? Kuhn Flowers can handle it.
There's still time to grab a mouth-watering holiday roast at Southern Steer Butcher in Ortega. Come for the roast and leave a hero with last-minute gift cards for the whole fam.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Mia O'Brien.
Don't I know you from somewhere? On Helmets and Heels, noon to 2.
I swear to you, I know her.
Then there's the 1010XL video and social media channels.
I would know her voice anywhere.
All Things Mia is driven by Arlington Toyota.
On 1010XL.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you have told us about buying better quality diamonds, but is there any way to start with a smaller diamond and use it to trade up to a larger diamond later on?
Frank, it's interesting you'd ask that because our founder, H.F. Underwood, popularized growing your diamond here in Jacksonville about 50 years ago, and it's something we still do today. When a customer buys an Underwood engagement ring or solitaire diamond pendant or a pair of ear studs, we guarantee they get the price they paid for it on the purchase of any larger diamond. Now, a lot of stores would say, big deal. We do that too, but here's the Underwood difference. We guarantee you get what you paid when you trade in your Underwood diamond, even if you're trading up by only $1. It's not that you have to trade up 2 for 1 like most jewelers ask. There have been literally thousands of people in the Jacksonville area who have taken advantage of our policy, and Underwood still grows a lot of diamonds for a lot of people.
Underwood's, serving excellence since 1928. In San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I got the perfect holiday gift for you. At the Blue Crab House, you spend $50, you get a $65 gift card. $50 and you get $65. Bam, the pressure's off. Located right off of San Jose on Julington Creek Road, open every day until 9 except for Monday. Get rid of the stress of holiday shopping right now at the Blue Crab House. Spend $50 and get a $65 gift card. Only at the Blue Crab House.
Prosser here for Lifetime Flooring. You've heard us rave about Lifetime Enclosures. Now let's talk about Lifetime Flooring. I can tell you firsthand, the product, services, best in Jacksonville. As you know, updating your floors is one of the most dramatic changes you can make to your home. Call the experts at Lifetime Flooring now and ask about their buy one room, get one room free promotion through Christmas. 0% financing, available to meet any budget. Visit their beautiful showroom just off Phillips Highway. And as always, tell them Prosser sent you.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about being a peacemaker. Friends, so often we can only want to help people who are in our inner circle. But God never had inner circles. The world was his inner circle, and he's depending on us to make a difference and to leave our mark in this life. So go out today receiving his peace and then sharing it with the world.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Projax Roofing. It's a busy time for Florida football between bowl preparations and transfer portal recruitment. Head coach Billy Napier says,
our slogan this week is college football never sleeps. We've got really good people in those areas. Got to be well organized. Got to have blocks some time off each day.
Florida's men's basketball victory over North Carolina, the resiliency impressed head coach Todd Golden.
The thing I'm most proud of our group, 4 minutes to go in the game, down 4 in our huddle. I saw no disappointment. I saw nobody pointing fingers.
Florida Gators moved up a spot in the college basketball rankings to number 7 after a pair of big wins over Arizona State and North Carolina. The jump was expected after securing a pair of Quadrant 1 victories, the first 2 of the season for the Florida Gators. And that's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 11:02, it's 70 degrees. Time at 10, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mike DeRocco is powered by Lickety Split AC, Plumbing and Electric on 1010XL.
All right, D-Rock in the house. We might have time for a little bit more from Doug Peterson coming up on some of the young players and their expected playing time down the stretch of this season. We'll go around the league in a minute, but Dylan Denmark, Coach Denmark.
What I got?
Well, you got tickets, apparently.
Yeah. Jags Titans next Sunday.
We're giving them out now to beat the rush.
Okay, all right. 641-1010, that's the number.
Right. What caller do you want since you're answering?
Let's go 3.
Caller 3.
Yeah.
All right. So third caller at 641-1010, and Dylan will hook you up with a pair of tickets. Go see the Jags play their final home game of the season against Tennessee. What else are you going to do with your Sunday afternoon, right?
Go for the sweep.
There you go. Sweep the Titans or improve your draft position.
It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend,
something.
too.
Oh, there you go.
Mid-70s. Great day to be out at the stadium, right?
Is that right? The 29th? You've looked at the forecast?
Yeah.
Wow.
Next Saturday is a high of 72, so
it
might be the same.
Well, there they go. The phone lines are ringing, so people are still willing to go see the Jaguars play if it's free. At least that threshold is still met.
Yeah.
Can't always know, man. I mean, look, there's a lot of understandable apathy. I don't love it, but I understand it. I get it. I wish Jaguar fans were fully engaged 365 days a year. I understand why you're not. I don't blame you. for being not, especially the ones who've been fans of this team. If you've been a fan of the team for the last 3 years, like, suck it up. Right. I mean, you've had,
Well, you
had 2 good seasons, or at least respectable seasons.
Winning seasons, yeah.
And you've had a terrible one. But the ones who've been around for a while, this is a return to normalcy. So it's a different story, you know. Anyway, Dylan's hooking up somebody with a pair of tickets.
Yes, he is.
Hey, Coach Denmark, if you're ready to fire it up, man, we'd love to go around the National Football League and find out what's happening.
Now, Gems Around the NFL.
Look at it.
Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Houston has activated guard Kenyon Green off of their injured reserve. The Cleveland Browns have announced that Dorian Thompson-Robinson will start at quarterback for them against the Bengals. Browns tight end David Njoku missed practice on Wednesday due to the hamstring injury that kept him out last week as well. Pittsburgh wide receiver George Pickens missed practice due to a hamstring injury. San Francisco running back Isaac Guerrero missed practice on Wednesday due to a hamstring injury. And Detroit running back David Montgomery is seeking a third opinion for the MCL injury that he suffered this weekend. The Lions have not placed Montgomery on IR yet, but it certainly seems like that's the path this is going on, but nothing for sure as far as the future for David Montgomery yet.
Man, it's going to be like Aiden Hutchinson and David Montgomery ready to return for the Super Bowl as the Lions lose in the NFC Championship game. Tough break, guys.
It's like 3 weeks ago, the Lions were the best team in the league.
Yeah.
They've been hit by a lot. I mean, starter injuries pretty significantly.
Yeah, I was asking Taylor, our resident Bears fan, last week. I was like, are you over it yet? Like, Detroit was cute for a little while. Are we done? Are Bears fans now willing to pull against the Lions again? She's like, yeah, we're right on the edge of it. Yeah.
Who do you think Jaguar fans, this might be a good question for a future poll, but would Jaguar fans rather see Kansas City win their third straight or see a team like Detroit or Buffalo or name the other contender that's yet to win a Super Bowl?
I think that they would rather see anybody but Kansas City win the Super Bowl.
See, I'm of a different mind.
Yeah, I get it.
And I get that you're sick of the Chiefs fans. You feel
pulling
like,
for the little guy, but you want to be the first of the little guys to raise that trophy.
I don't need another team that's never won a Super Bowl to win a Super Bowl ahead of this franchise. That's the way I look at it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I see what you're saying.
Like, from a standpoint, like, wow. Oh, so the Lions got one now, too. They've, for most of our lifetime, the Lions have been a laughing stock.
I think everybody in America wants the Bills-Lions Super Bowl.
Probably, because it was such an entertaining game. We'd probably get 17
Well, there's that and the whole storyline of, not winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And they've been close the last couple of years, both teams.
But what do you think, Dylan? Jaguar fans want? Would they rather see somebody that hasn't won one yet, or would they rather see, this team's got a bunch?
I don't think they want to see the Chiefs at all.
Yeah.
So whatever the alternative is, they'll go with that.
Y'all probably right, but
people hate the Chiefs. I laugh at how much people hate the Chiefs, but
I don't
what it is.
I don't like Mahomes' wife, and it's for a simple reason. When the Jags played there in the postseason a couple years ago, she was out there. She claimed to have seen a person in a Jaguar shirt or outfit urinating in public. Right, and use that to basically say what a filthy, disgusting fan base, as if dudes in Kansas City have never peed in the street before.
In other
Are you
words,
kidding me?
Went to an NFL game and left the stadium. Right,
like I'm not saying you should aspire to this, but come on, Nancy. I mean, calm down a little bit here. I don't know what her name is. But
I was going to say, I don't think it's Nancy.
I know. I'm saying she's still with her.
Brittany Mahomes.
Brittany, that's right. I guess I do know her name. It's just her whole nose up in the air attitude. I've changed my mind. Anybody but the Chiefs, all right? Anybody. And catch me tomorrow. It'll be something different, but that's, how I am, man.
Yeah.
A little too emotional. D-Rock, we asked this question yesterday, okay? We did a couple of polls last week about, I think one when you were here, about at the end of the season, which will be the biggest need on defense and offense. So we kind of combined and asked this question this way yesterday. If the Jaguars could add a Pro Bowl level player, that doesn't mean they get recognized. That's why I asked it Pro Bowl level, because sometimes in Jacksonville you get shut out, right? But if a guy who clearly plays at that level, if you could add a player of that level at one of these positions, which one would you choose? Okay? Is it cornerback on defense, not quarterback, cornerback? Some people responded saying, you should have had quarterback on this list. Well, look, if you knew, I get the argument. If you knew you were going to for sure get whatever. It's like when the guy says, hey, let's trade him for Shedeur Sanders, trade him for a complete unknown. I guess to some people in their mind, they've written off Trevor Lawrence, that he's never going to be any good. I don't feel that way about Trevor Lawrence. Anyway, corner, defensive tackle, interior offensive line, could be a center, could be a guard, whatever you prefer, okay? Or safety, knowing the needs of this team and knowing that this player is going to be, if he's a safety, he's Kyle Hamilton. If he's a corner, he's Pat Surtain.
Defensive tackle.
You want defensive tackle.
Yep.
Okay.
I would take the defensive tackle that, yes, they need another corner. And yes, safety has been abysmal this year. Absolutely. I don't think you need Pro Bowlers at safety to be successful. I really don't. I think you just need some good, solid players who are in the right spot 90% of the time, which would be a market improvement. Corner, that's the other one where I would consider in this day and age for sure. But I think Jarian Jones is going to be a pretty solid player. They're just so bad on the interior of the defensive line, and that will help the two ends. Getting if you put, I guess, Chris Jones in the middle of that Jags defensive line, how much better would this defense be? Significantly better. How much better? How many more sacks would Josh and Trayvon have? I think that would be a huge difference. I would take the defensive tackle.
That's fair. Look, 42% agreed with you. That got the most votes yesterday. 30% went with interior offensive line because, again, that's what people's mindset is right now. Got to improve the lines of scrimmage. Corner is where I would go because if you had that level player and Tyson was your number 2 corner and Jarian is your nickel,
in pretty good shape.
You might have the best trio corners in the league in that circumstance, and again, it comes to me, and then defensive tackle does impact your pass rush. There's no question about it. It's more the ripple effect that you're counting on a defensive tackle to get 10 sacks, but the elite ones can.
Yeah.
And so I don't think there's a wrong answer here. I just would have gone a different way. Safety, as bad as it's been, maybe people think that's like you think, that you're just not going to impact the game as much. If you had an Earl Wilson.
Bless you.
Thank you. At his peak, Jamal Adams, whomever. I'm not saying now, this version of them.
Yeah, but did Jamal Adams win a Super Bowl? Was he good enough?
Okay, there are plenty of guys that are great at every position that don't win Super Bowls.
But I don't know, did Jamal Adams make as much of a difference as Chris Jones? Because that's kind of the level we're looking at. Who makes a bigger impact?
But there's also, I think Chris Jones is higher than a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that's
what I mean?
Yeah.
He is like an all-pro level.
Elite, yeah.
Madubuike?
Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. I want them all. I'll take them all. Right? I will absolutely take them all. I'm not going to be upset if they draft a defensive tackle with their first pick. If Mason Smith is all he's cracked up to be, let's go. I got no issue with it. I do find it interesting, I think, if you ask people, maybe I'm wrong about this, who's the one single player you most wanted? They want Travis Hunter. But, the response to this is, but I'd rather have tackle or offensive line. At least, 72% of people chose that over corner, and that's what you would probably figure Travis Hunter is being looked at as early in his career, like we discussed earlier. Yeah. So, anyway, it's fun to have the lid unsealed and get to look at this. By the way, do you know who Jahdae Barron is?
No.
Cornerback out of Texas. That's who Tankathon's got us taken in the second round after we take Mason Smith, and then in the third round. Gray Zabel.
Mason Smith? No.
What did I say? Mason Graham. My bad.
All right. I'm like,
you got the Masons messed up.
Yeah.
Got the Masons messed up. Mason Graham.
Okay.
The last guy, what did I say? Gray Zabel. Know who that is?
No, I have not.
Offensive tackle out of North Dakota State.
Okay.
Can he play guard?
I'm not taking a guy. I'm not taking a tackle in the third round.
You took one in the fourth round last year. Hasn't really seen the field.
Right. But, man, not in the third. I hear you. Too many needs. Again, what do the needs match up with what they're rated?
Well, and who knows if those people are really following along like, oh, yeah, they re-upped Walker Little. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're thinking, oh, they traded Cam Robinson. They need their next left tackle. I don't know how plugged in people are who are throwing together mock drafts here in mid-December. Maybe they are, though. Who knows? And that's how they feel about it. All right, Breakfast Bowl coming up on the other side. What else do we got to get to? Maybe a little bit more from Doug Peterson. We shall see how that all plays out. If you want to get in today, we're asking you which of these rarely used rookies will have the best NFL career for not necessarily the Jacksonville Jaguars, but just overall. You had Miles Cole, DeAndre Prince, Javon Foster, and Keelan Robinson were your options in today's poll, so you can vote on that at your leisure on social media if you'd like. All right, this is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Lickety Split here in North Florida. Look, the temperature can fluctuate a lot, but when your AC goes out, you know you need help now. Like right now, like you got it, Lickety Split. Call Lickety Split. You'll get same-day emergency service for your air conditioning, but they'll also take care of your home's plumbing and electrical, too. Huge fleet of techs and trucks. That means they can service your needs as quickly as possible, and they serve all of Northeast Florida with a 4.8 average on Google reviews. You can find them online at licketysplitfl.com.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. It's like overtime regardless of the score.
There's no overtime.
No overtime? No. The window world of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter.
Oh, wow.
After the game, join hacker Leon and Coach Campo. Presented by Von Bowen Law and Hurricane Grill and Wings.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Have you heard? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are aiming to sell 1,000 vehicles this December. How? I've told my team to take all reasonable offers. We won't lose your business over price. With thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs on the ground, all priced to sell, we guarantee the most money for your trade and the easiest car buying experience ever. I promise we ain't leaving nothing on the table. This is the absolute last weekend. Visit Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you.
These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners, financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Jaguars Today Thursday, brought to you by Cannons of Jacksonville.
Mia here. When it comes to roofing, whether it be shingles, metal, or most repairs, there is one name that has protected your home since 1999. Pro Jax Roofing. Serving all of Northeast Florida, Mike and his guys have been repairing and replacing roofs for 25 years. Need insurance help? Mike's team can help. Raised in a military family, Mike provides great attention to detail with unparalleled quality and workmanship. They also have warranties, so you can have peace of mind. Call Mike today for a free estimate or online at projaxroofingfl.com.
How many furlongs are there in a mile? The answer next.
With hurricane season now here, the only weather you need to be concerned about is whether your homeowner's insurance policy will cover you in the event of storm damage. Ask about Southern Oak Insurance today.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 8 furlongs to a mile, and each furlong 660 feet, totaling 5,280 feet.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Get more Garnet and Gold on the Seminole Report.
Plant your spear and get the latest news and notes from Tallahassee.
Brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team. Stay close to the Seminoles with the Florida State Seminole Report on 1010XL.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Now, the Florida State Seminole Report, brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team.
Florida State quarterback DJ Uiagalelei declared for the NFL draft on Monday, ending a college career that took him to 3 different schools. DJ U finishes his college career with 9,384 yards passing, with 61 touchdown passes and 30 interceptions, adding 1,124 yards rushing and 21 touchdowns on the ground. I'm RJ Saunders with your Ag Pro Seminole Report.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
It's the Jaguars' final home game of the 2024 regular season, and you don't want to miss it. Join us Sunday, December 29th for our fan appreciation game when the Jaguars take on the Tennessee Titans. It's going to go over on downs, and the Jags are going to win the ball game. To lock in your seats for this divisional matchup, head to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you there, Jags fans.
Holidays are here, and if you're in need of extra cash, Beaches Jewelry and Pawn can help. Gold is at record highs. It's a great time to sell. Bring in your gold for an estimate today. Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach. Online at beachesjewelryandpawn.com.
Matt Hayes here for Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code JAX to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code JAX to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and beautiful people all across the world. Let's get ready for the Breakfast Bowl Challenge!
Mike DeRocco is powered by Lickety Split AC, Plumbing and Electric on 1010XL.
All right, here's what you need to know about last week. I stunk. Tony, go through it. How bad was it?
Yeah, D-Rock took down the week, 99.7 points. It was Dylan second with 78.65. I had a week that would typically put me in danger of losing with 62.65.
Not last week.
But not last week. Dempsey with 35 points, the season low. That is the one that's getting replaced.
Yes, greatest rule we have now is drop the high and drop the low as far as that goes. I think I might have had my season high the week before. I think I did.
Yeah, we both
went from 118 to 35.
That's a swing.
That is a swing. That's the way it is. So what do I need this week but some good karma? Who's the most karmically satisfying player
I know the
I
name
could draft?
I know who
right now. Brian Thomas Jr. saved me. That's who I'm taking, BTJ.
Is it really?
Hell yeah, I'm taking BTJ. Are you kidding me?
Good for you.
Why would you have any surprise in your voice? The greatest rookie wide receiver and probably the only top 10 caliber
He was
receiver
on my
I have
list
left.
to take this week,
Just
too,
about.
So there you go.
That's
Mine
who I'm
too.
going with.
Yep.
BTJ, save me.
I will go Josh Jacobs.
Dang it. Jacobs, who I had already used, so I'm fine with
Well,
that.
it's just me and Dylan that hadn't.
I got you. I totally understand. All right, so BTJ off the list. Josh Jacobs is gone. Dylan Denmark.
Davante Adams.
Coach Denmark.
Wide
chasing
receiver,
points.
New York Jets.
Chase them, baby, like I'm not. D-Rock, back to back.
Yeah, James Conner.
Okay.
And scratch that off. And give me Cortland Sutton.
You better have had another Cortland if you didn't want Sutton.
Yeah, is there another one?
No.
Cortland's like, damn it, I'm committed now.
thinking. I was trying to write at the same time. I can't do two things at the same time.
Look, the guy who got 35 points last week should keep his mouth shut. But come on, do you not know me? Dylan.
Hunter Henry, tight end.
You've had the magic touch with tight ends.
I have.
Year,
I like that pick, though. Now I got to see what the heck I'm doing here.
I will pick because it's my turn.
I know. I'm looking because Hunter Henry was my number 1 tight end this week. Too.
Yeah. I will go T. Higgins.
Higgins. All right. Actually, kind of like this. I'm gonna go Jerome Ford.
Ooh.
Running back.
Yep.
And then y'all are going to think I'm freaking out of my mind. But
do it.
Go on ahead.
Do it.
Cooper Rush.
Okay. Yeah, he was on my list.
At QB.
Yeah.
Against the Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football. So at least my quarterback can't disappoint me on Thursday night this week. Or Sunday afternoon, for that matter.
That is true.
Or Saturday. Doubleheader Saturday, don't forget.
Those would be true things. I will go Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba. Mr. Denmark. Coach.
Malik Neighbors at flex. He was questionable yesterday.
Second best rookie out of LSU among the wide receivers in the
He'll
National
play
Football.
Sunday.
Congratulations to Malik Neighbors. Yeah. I love. Hey, you see all this going on? By the way, this debate.
It's silly.
Y'all don't know ball if you don't think Malik Neighbors better than BTJ. Y'all don't know ball.
Yeah, the guy
You're not
that's
ball watchers.
going back and forth with Shipley on that. Like I'm looking, he's got Neighbors in his profile pic. Like, it's clear which side of the argument you're on, dude. Like, you're not even willing to embrace that the other guy might have played well enough to have this discussion.
Better production on 40 less targets.
Right.
So, anyway, where are we at? D-Rock, back to backers.
Yeah, Russell Wilson and Brenton Strange.
Nice.
Strange would have been on my list if I wasn't picking first, taking BTJ, for sure. All right.
My turn.
It is.
I like Gibbs, that running back.
I bet you do.
Not the head coach from the Washington.
I bet you do. I bet you do. Man, I really hope he's already used Gibbs.
Nope, I'm the last
But he
one.
hasn't. Dang it. All right, Tony.
Sucker.
Tight end or quarterback?
I will go Caleb Williams.
Okay. I'm going to go Tucker Kraft. Again, putting my misery off until Monday this time. And then I'm going to go James Cook.
Oh, I was taking him after he had that stinker for me.
Hey, he scored twice last week. That means he's right back to nothing this week.
I think I used him week 1 this year. I will go George Kittle.
Okay.
Josh Allen, quarterback.
I like Dylan's team this week. D-Rock.
Aaron Jones. In the flex.
All right. In the flesh.
Flex.
I know.
Flex.
Both. Here's what we got. I'm going with Cooper Rush. Jerome Ford. This is all the big hitters. Brian Thomas Jr., my centerpiece. Tucker Kraft, James Cook. Tony Smith goes Caleb Williams, Josh Jacobs, T. Higgins, George Kittle, and Chuba Hubbard. Dylan Denmark, Josh Allen, Devontae Adams, Malik Neighbors, Hunter Henry, and Jahmyr Gibbs. And D-Rock goes Russell Wilson, James Conner, Cortland Sutton, Brenton Strange, and Aaron Jones locked in for the Breakfast Bowl. By the way, we won't be here next Tuesday, so we're drafting the breakfast next Thursday. We won't be here. We will be here Tuesday, but D-Rock won't. We're going to draft offline on Thursday. Maybe Tony will post the rosters on Twitter, something like that. And what we're going to do then is no one will buy breakfast next week, obviously, and the low single score
of the 8
the 8 scores that we post in the 2 weeks will buy breakfast the following week. Last time we did it with whoever won the first week was exempt, and then the low score in the next week was I forget how we did it, but this is how we're doing it.
It was the total score over the 2 weeks.
Is that what it was?
And the high scorer.
The high score in either week
was immune. Yeah.
Gotcha. D-Rock, I know you're heading over to talk to coordinators.
Yep.
What do you got coming up to be featured at ESPN.com that you'd like the listening audience to know?
Doing a Mac Jones story. The audition for his future is now in his hands for the next month, 3 weeks.
All right. I think you're absolutely right. And it'll play itself out. I'm not going to let's see where he is in 3 weeks, and then we can have that conversation about it. D-Rock, all the best to you. So we won't see you. So Merry Christmas.
No, Merry Christmas to you guys. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Appreciate it.
Tell down in the Jaguar media room, tell them Merry Christmas to the ones that I like. You know the ones I like.
Right, yeah.
All right,
I got you. Yeah.
By the way, I'd be on short list of people saying that I'd be on their list of people they like. So I get it, right?
Yeah. So I won't say anything to Osher. Right.
Don't say anything to John. That was really where I was going.
I knew
with
it.
that.
I knew that.
D-Rock, all the best. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Love coming in. My favorite day of the week. And bad luck to the Breakfast Bowl.
Right? That's the right attitude. That's why we like Mike DeRocco. All right, we got to take a time out. We'll come back, look at today's question of the day about these underused rookies. Give me that fist bump, D-Rock, out the door. There he goes. And you're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You got the holidays coming up. If you want to maintain your weight loss or drop a few pounds, you're thinking, I'll start next year. It's never too soon to start with Awaken 180. They'll have a plan to get you through the holidays. If you want to start in January, man, they're totally going to be on board. Whenever you're ready to go, Awaken 180 is going to be there to help you, celebrating their 10th anniversary this year, and they've really just dominated the weight loss industry of recent vintage. You look at Hacker dropping over 100 pounds. Matt Hayes, myself, many people in our listening audience have tried Awaken 180. I don't know anyone who's tried it who hasn't had success staying with the program. And once you hit your goal weight, it's free coaching and support for life. That's Awaken 180 weight loss. It's not medications. It's not crash diets. You learn what to eat, when to eat, how often to eat, and you're going to watch the pounds just melt off. Go to awaken180weightloss.com and schedule a free consultation. Shape up for the new year with Awaken 180.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called The Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
We're H-A-P-P-Y, H-A-P-P-Y, because Happy Honda Days are here. Everything is bigger. Bigger selection, bigger discounts, bigger trade-in values. Honda, quality, value, safety. Don't miss Happy Honda Days, going on now at your local Honda dealer.
Human trafficking happens in Jacksonville. As a man, you could do something about it. Buy survivor-made holiday gifts at Rethreaded. From leather goods to toffees and treats, shop in person or online at rethreaded.com. Changing lives through gifting.
Jaguars Today Thursday is towed by Cannons of Jacksonville for all your towing needs.
Imagine a place where the sun is always shining, the drinks are ice cold, and the food is bursting with flavor. Welcome to Hurricane Grill and Wings, where locals and visitors alike gather to weather this storm we call life. And you can escape here anytime you like. Today's forecast, hot, crispy wings with a 100% chance of frothy beers. Later, we're predicting big burgers and seafood tacos moving in. Escape the ordinary. HurricaneWings.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
David Garrard could really spin it on the field.
Gerard fires.
Now he's spinning stories on Jaguars Today.
Okay, yeah.
Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com. Mondays, 10 to noon on 1010XL.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about being a peacemaker. Friends, so often we can only want to help people who are in our inner circle. But God never had inner circles. The world was his inner circle, and he's depending on us to make a difference and to leave our mark in this life.
So go out today receiving his peace and then sharing it with the world.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
I love spreading joy with gifts this time of year, but I try not to spread my budget too thin. Luckily, Kohl's has come through for me once again. I just went and used a 25% off coupon to score so many great gifts under $20, like cozy pajamas and fleece, amazing gift sets, and beauty must-haves. So if you're looking to give more for less this season, get to Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end December 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees, and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Find Florida Gators basketball on 1010XL. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Florida Gators. And by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars offensive lineman Walker Little became the full-time left tackle when Cam Robinson was traded to the Minnesota Vikings in October. Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson on the progress of Walker Little at left tackle.
He's played really well, actually. I think each week he continues to improve and show how capable he is of handling, that starting role and a player that we knew could do that. But yeah, his improvement, the physicality in the run game, obviously in pass protection, he does a nice job. I would say that he's right where he needs to be and continues to improve.
Doug Peterson on Walker Little with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update. I'm Andrew Gibson.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 87.
All right, we're cooling on down here on Jaguars Today, or maybe we should be trying to warm up. I don't know what we're doing, Tony. I totally get it. If you want the Jags to lose out, some people think that's a loser mentality. Well, it's only a loser mentality if you're doing it like, I could care less about this franchise. If you're coming at it with the approach of, I want them to lose because I want them to eventually win.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get it. I really do. And I do think there are some people who have both feet planted in either side of that argument, and they think the other side is absolutely nuts. Like the people that think there's no benefit to winning think the people that think there is benefit to winning are crazy, and vice versa.
Sure.
And like I said, I'm going to root for them to win and hope they have the first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And I know that those two things cannot meet, right? But I'm not going to put myself in position to be mad at them for winning a football game when that's what they're paid to do. I get the overall frustration, though, of like, man, we're here. We stink again. I want Travis Hunter, or I want, maybe there are only 5 elite players in this draft, and what if we play ourselves out of that range and got to settle? And again, that doesn't mean the 8th player can't be better than the 2nd player, but I'd rather have the chance to choose amongst all those guys myself, or at least have whoever's making that decision choose. And then again, there's that fraction that goes, well, if it's the same guy making the decision, it doesn't matter. Might as well win games because it doesn't matter what pick we have, which I don't agree with either. But
no, yeah. Look, I think we are right in the middle of a season among fans that we've had to do so many times over the time that we've been doing this show of every fan thinks that they're the right kind of fan and the other kind of fan is wrong, right? Like, we get to this point in this a lot when the team is this kind of bad and they're competing for this kind of position in the draft, with the rare exception of the year that Trevor Lawrence was going to be available in that draft. And we're all celebrating when the Jets blow it and win a game, right? Like, that's how we all treated that season when it came down to that. Every other time the Jags have been in or close to this kind of position, the fans have divided in almost these exact kind of ways, right? The fans that are like, well, I just want to watch my team win, and I think that's fair. And as she said, I think it's fair to be the fan that goes, I think the best thing for the team is for them to lose to get the better draft pick. They're both not wrong, right? For the way that they're approaching how they want to feel about the team coming out of Sunday, right? They're not wrong, but it is funny because the fan base does get divided in these kind of odd ways where you feel like, why don't they feel the way I do? I'm obviously right about this, and that's not new. And every time the Jags get put in this position,
I do it on a daily basis.
Right. It'll be the same kind of thing. And I'm with you. Like, I'm not pulling for them to lose. I'm also not sad when they do. At this point in the process, I'd like to see them win and still wind up drafting high, but I know that's not very realistic, right? The more realistic path, if your priority is draft high, then pull for them to lose, and I think that's just fine if people do that.
All right. Let's see here. A couple of comments about Chris Jones. One, he wasn't Chris Jones until year 3. The Chiefs develop players. Well, you can't – for me, I can't just go, okay, we can't draft anybody because we're not going to develop them, right? Whether it's this coaching staff or not. Look, has Brenton Strange developed? I mean, it seems
year
like
one to now, yes.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So he seems like he's gotten better when he's been here. Would Brian Thomas Jr. just be this good regardless? Maybe, right? And he was good right out of the gates. I get it. But has Tank Bigsby gotten better? I mean, guys have gotten better. I'm not saying they're on Chris Jones level, but they probably don't have Chris Jones raw material either.
No.
It's just the whole I understand the exasperation, but the whole, well, it doesn't matter what we do because we're not going to develop that guy. Well, the front office and the coaching staff, whether it's this offseason or sometime in the future, not going to be here forever. And I'm going to continue to hope that they bring in talent and that talent does get developed and they get the most out of it, no matter who is pulling the strings. I mean, I think we would have said in Doug Peterson's first year, a lot of people like, man, he had all the right moves and got this team rolling in the second half of the season, and we won a playoff game, and we're on the brink of big things, and it didn't take off.
Hadn't worked for the last year and a half.
No,
That's clear.
Totally understand. All right, Dylan, why don't we fire up today's 10-10 take?
10-10 take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take, brought to you by
Double checked. Cybersecurity made simple.
This is a tough one for me today. Which of these seldom used rookies on the Jaguars will go on and have the best NFL career? The options we gave you were Miles Cole, Javon Foster, DeAndre Prince, and Keelan Robinson. Nearly half the people voting for DeAndre Prince. And I get it, and he was, I think, with the exception maybe of Foster, the highest pick out of this group right now.
Mm-hmm.
You always want offensive line depth. And I don't know if a long career equates to a good career, right? So we're talking about the best, most impactful one. I could absolutely see, like, Keelan Robinson. Would it shock you, Tony, like, if next year, if he's healthy, if he was, like, the primary return guy for the Jags, and if that speed translated, he could be, a third running back weapon for somebody and a return game specialist? I think Javon Foster, if he can play adequate football, is going to have a long career in the NFL as a mid-round pick at offensive line, because teams are always looking for offensive linemen. Teams are always looking for pass rush as well. Well, Miles Cole hasn't really shown me much of anything, and I feel like the opportunity has been there to show me something this year. I guess it's DeAndre Prince by default, but we'll get a better picture of this down the stretch. So I guess I grudgingly go there, but I feel like this is almost a grab bag answer that any one of these guys could turn out to be that guy. Keelan Robinson obviously getting the fewest votes here. I say obviously. I'm looking at it. But I think it's obvious because he really hasn't played, and it's out of – neither has Javon Foster, though. So, but he has more draft capital invested in him. How would you go on this?
I think the reason that Prince is winning the poll is because he's the one that's going to play this week, right? And I think that does kind of inform how you feel about the players because it's going to be some kind of recency bias with this. I would vote Miles Cole because of the athlete he is at the position that he's playing, right? And he feels to me like the kind of guy among that group of 4 guys, if you were going to ask me who is the most likely to have a productive second contract, right, in the NFL, whether that be in Jacksonville or somewhere else, where he lands somewhere, and even if he is just a backup, 3rd, 4th kind of rush-in guy, I look at these guys from that perspective, and I think Cole, given his athletic profile, is the most likely of those 4 to me to reach that kind of thing. So I would vote Cole, but it's close in my mind between him and Prince, even in that regard. But my vote would be for Cole.
By the way, thank you. And I mean this sincerely. I said Earl Wilson. I meant Earl Thomas. Mm-hmm. And people quickly pointed that out because I will point it out when somebody else does it. Fair game. Mm-hmm. Absolutely right about that. And that's exactly who I meant. Here's what the poll results are up till now. Just about 200 votes on this. DeAndre Prince with nearly 48% of the vote. 24% go with Javon Foster, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably focusing in on the draft capital, right? Like he's going to get maybe a little bit. Well, that's the thing, though. Will he get more? If you change front office and coaching staff,
he'll be the swing at best.
Well, I mean, he probably is the swing at best anyway, but now you as an incoming front office and coaching staff, if there is such a thing this offseason, there's no investment in him that you've made. That you could say that about other players, but, it's easier to move off of eventually a rookie who's on a 4th-round contract than it is, with Walker Little and Anton Harrison kind of entrenched, at least for the short term here, I think we're looking at. So DeAndre Prince wins it. Cole got 20.7% right now, and only 7.3% go with Keelan Robinson. I don't. It's not like they're exhausting Etienne and Bigsby to the point where you have to get a 3rd guy on the field. But there's plenty of instances this year when they did play Dearness Johnson. I'm wondering, can we get just a few touches? I just want to see if Keelan Robinson can flash that speed a little bit, get us excited.
Yeah. Or if the ball could find him on one of these kickoffs.
Yeah, and let's see what you got.
Right, we at least see it, but I don't give the team a down vote because Duvernay is the guy who's returning kicks.
Oh, no, he's an all-pro.
I understand why it's happened that way, but it'd be kind of fun if 1 or 2 times here in the last 3 weeks, they're both back there, right? When Keelan's active, he's the second guy back there as a, quote, return guy on these kickoffs. So it would be nice if one of those would land in his hands. It's possible at some point in this 3 weeks. I don't see him being, maybe 2 carries over the course of the last 3 weeks, maybe, if that.
Since we're talking about that position.
Yeah.
And the Jags win 2 of their last 3. I don't know where that puts them right. They're picking 9th.
Yep.
2 quarterbacks go.
I'd be fine with Janty.
Would you?
I would.
Obviously, you're signaling you're moving on from Etienne after next year. But Genty, if you took Ashton Genty, he's got to be your feature back from the moment he walks in.
Yeah, he's your guy. And
I feel like they slow played Bijan Robinson in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that would be totally determined by what's left to you by the time you're drafting. But I think that if we got to that point in this process and we started asking that kind of question, right, as opposed to the questions we've been talking about to this point, with where the Jags would be in the draft, I think you could probably make a pretty strong argument that he would be the best player available, right, when the Jags were drafting. And if he is, that's fine, even if it is at a position that has been knocked further and further down and that kind of thought, right? In the NFL draft, he's a special enough player, it appears, that if you drafted him, maybe you are drafting your Derrick Henry, right? Like your guy that for the next decade. Everyone else in the division is going to have to deal with twice a year.
How about 5 years?
Right.
I'll take 5 great years.
Yeah. Like he feels like he's that kind of guy. So, yeah, if they played themselves over the next 3 weeks into that kind of position, thinking through it from here, yeah, I'd be fine with it.
Right. You can't really dig into it until you know where they fall.
Yeah.
Right. And you get a better sense of who you want this team to take in terms of prospects. And I think D-Rock's opinion is interesting about the edge rusher. Like Abdul Carter is consistently the highest ranked edge rusher you see in these mocks and projections out of Penn State, but he's 6'3", 252.
Mm-hmm.
He's not super sized, but you can play that in the NFL if you've got the right mindset. But I'm not drafting him unless you're moving Trayvon inside on a full-time basis. I just don't know if I see anybody really doing that. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all it takes is the right defensive coordinator to do that. I don't know if Trayvon is going to be so excited about that.
Back-to-back double-digit sack seasons, and the next guy's going to be, hey, we need to move him.
Right.
Like, I think that's unlikely, but not impossible.
Yeah, and you did, it's going to depend a lot how they evaluate the roster, if we're even looking at a new set of eyes, right? Because there are Eric Armstead's going to be here. I'm not saying that should factor really in, but Mason Smith, how do you feel about him? How do you feel about Devon Hamilton?
Mm-hmm.
Those two in particular, and Jordan Jefferson, who I'd love to see some more of. I thought if we put Jefferson in the poll today, more people would vote for that because they feel by this time next year, he'll be competing for his starting job here in Jacksonville. Maybe he won't, but I think that's the way it would have gone. We try to make the polls a little bit less obvious if we can. They don't always work out that way. So for today, DeAndre Prince is your big winner. Tom McManus joins us tomorrow on a Keys to Victory Friday. Take that as you will, as the Jags head out to Vegas for the weekend. If you're heading out there, safe travels. The Helmets and Heels crew went out last night, so hopefully they arrived safely. I'm sure they did. And you'll hear from them tomorrow as we've got XL Primetime coming your way next. Again, Tommy Mack in with us, Keys to Victory Friday, confidence picks, and we'll send you into the weekend. For Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark, and Mike DeRocco, I'm Mike Dempsey. Thank you for listening to Jaguars Today. You're on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.